Well, that's one way to tell the government to go screw themselves. Hey everyone, Red Jeff Jones here, and in this video I want to talk about the results of the referendums and kind of my thoughts on the aftermath of it. And there's been quite a bit of aftermath. Now, the turnout for the referendums were 44.36%, which is not the best in Irish history, but it's not that bad either, all things considered. Now, before I get into my thoughts on each referendum specifically, I'm not going to go into what each referendums were, because I've done that before in another video. I'll link it below in the video description. Okay, let's go into the first one. The first one was on the definition of family. The family referendum was defeated by a majority of 67.69%. This was the third worst defeat of a referendum in the history of the state. I'm not going to be honest, I'm not surprised by that. I knew that one was going to lose pretty well, because the vague definitions of it and kind of, I would say, the contradictory statements made by different people in the government just showed everyone it was bad law. And it made it so easy for everyone to say no. And that's pretty much what happened. The only constituency in the family referendum that voted yes was Dún Laoghaire, and that wasn't by much. So the second referendum was on women's contribution in the home, and that was defeated by 73.93% to 26.07%. And I'm going to be honest, that is actually the worst defeat of a referendum in the history of the Irish state. I will say this, I was pleasantly surprised by that. I thought that one would struggle a bit to fail. But no, the Irish people showed up well for that one. Because, and that's the thing, even Dún Laoghaire said no to that one. So no one said yes. No constituency voted a majority yes to that. So that was a really good result. And the concerns I had there would struggle to get over the line in terms of failing were definitely unfounded. I think it became very clear that it wasn't about care. Really, it was a very virtue signalling referendum, to be honest. They were trying to take women and mothers out of the constitution, and they were also pretty much fobbing off the care of people who need care, like people with disabilities, to the rest of the family. And it was kind of saying, oh, we don't have any responsibility for caring for you at all, in terms of the government. So it's like, yeah, I will say there's a lot of people with disabilities that need assistance found that quite insulting. I think the people have given the government, the opposition who supported the bill, and the NGOs who supported the bill a serious reality check here. And that reality check is that they are nowhere near in touch with the people. Because the government were quite confident that this would pass, and yet it didn't. And it failed miserably. They don't want virtue signaling. They don't want vague language, which the government is still trying to push through with that hate speech bill. If the government wants to kind of right this ship here, it really needs to go, look, we need to start listening to the people. If they're not, they're going to kick us to the curb. Now, is it too late for that? Part of me kind of says yes, I will say. I think the government's days are kind of numbered. But then again, my only concern is, has Sinn Féin been affected by this? I think they have, I will say. Because, and I think it was the U-turn at the end of this was actually really, really interesting. They were in support of it. But now they've gone, well, we were in support of it, but not forward about our support with it, because we had several issues with it, especially about the wording. And that was the thing, they were saying they had issues with the wording. But then when they had a chance to go in the Dáil, let's review the wording of this. I'm not sure who it was. Was it Michael McNamara in the Dáil? Was it? I can't remember who it was, but someone from the Independents brought up a motion to have a longer discussion on the wording of the bill, of the referendum. The issue was, government said no, and Sinn Féin supported them saying no. So clearly they didn't have any issue with the wording at the time. So Sinn Féin is really kind of showing the populist line, and that they'll make a U-turn on fucking anything, which shows that sticking to their values isn't something they do. But of course that's not that surprising. So I do think Sinn Féin has got hurt quite a bit by this as well. So what do you guys think? Share your thoughts with me in the comment section down below. I'd love to hear them. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up button, and do not forget to subscribe to keep up with my latest videos. Those that say the Constitution needs modernising really doesn't understand what the Constitution is there for. It's meant to be the bedrock of our country. It is the supreme law of the land. That's why changing it is so difficult. No, not as difficult as it is some places. It's a lot harder over in the States to alter their constitution. Rightfully so, I think. I think it is a little too easy to do it here, but because it's just a simple majority here that's needed. But over there, there's a lot more steps to do it, including you need to get, I think it's a supermajority in the Senate to get an alteration changed. So yeah, it's harder to do over there. But I think this result is a huge wake-up call for the government. Whether they'll heed that, I do not know. I do want to say congrats to Peadar Tóibín and Aontú, Michael McDowell, and all of the independents who campaigned for a no vote. It was, to be honest though, the no campaign had better arguments, and I think that's what swayed a lot of it for people. So it's good to see us getting a victory, especially in progressive Ireland, because a lot of people see Ireland as really conservative. If you actually live here and you see what's going on, it's far from that. It's really progressive here. It's actually great to see conservatism actually getting a win.